Welcome back to the Hero's Journey Project. We're on episode number 30, working through March of 1944. I got 10 books again this week. We'll get to see which book is the book of the week. All right, so here we go. First up, we have Sensation Comics number 27. This is from DC, March 1944 issue. In the first story, Wonder Woman shares a secret for a new fuel to replace gasoline for a fraction of the cost in an effort to fund a fun clinic where people learn to have fun. Why not? In the Mr. Terrific story, he's out to prove his friend's innocent when he's framed for the murder of his uncle. And Wildcat disappears when he loses his memory and criminals take over the city. That's just criminal. I like the cover again. It's I like the line work on the cover. I don't know if the subject matter is the greatest. It's an okay cover. Why not? Everyone's having fun. How can it not be? Good cover. You have recent CGC 4.5 sale from August of 2019 for $510 for this one. And then after that, from that same issue, Sensation Comics number 27, this is one of the first pages after the cover. And there's a huge ad promoting recycling waste paper. And, you know, they're showing you how to save your paper for easy handling, types of paper urgently needed. So it was really to help the war effort. They were promoting people keep their old paper, packaging boxes, newspapers, all that fun stuff. And in a lot of the issues that came out this month from DC around this time, they also had a one-page story with a lot of the characters, you know, working with people trying to save their paper and their cardboard, magazines, newspapers, all that fun stuff. Next up, Star Spangled Comics number 30 is from DC, March 1944. You know, it's got some good action on the cover. I have to say, I'm not thrilled about the art on it. It just, the characters just look all out of whack. Guardian looks like he's got duck faces on his feet. I mean, what is that? And his face is all it's all contorted. I don't like it. Not my thing. Sorry, guys. Anyway, the Guardian and Newsboy Legion break up a scam where some thugs have someone impersonate a rich old spinster in an attempt to siphon off her wealth. Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy cut through the ruses put on by Gentleman Jack, causing diversions in an attempt to pull off heists. Liberty Bell heads to Alaska to take down a hidden Japanese sub in an iceberg with the help of a bear. So, you know, short on sidekicks, you recruit bears. Robot Man must step in when a spoiled rich kid wants another boy's homemade kitty cart. He offers $1,000 reward, and gangsters try to cash in. It's crazy, and Robot Man clearly was having a slow week. For this book, you have a recent CGC 9.6 sale from May of 2017 for $2,868. As always, I find anything that's at that level of quality for the product. 9.6, almost 80-year-old book. That's very impressive. I'm always impressed when something managed to stay together that long. All right, so next up we have Submariner Comics. Number 13 is from Timely, spring 1944 issue. This is the first 52-page issue down from 60 in the series. You have an Alex Schomburg cover. So, of course, lots of great action. I do not know what's going on with Namor's head and why. I mean, he's always got a triangle head in each issue. I see him and he seems to get longer and longer. So I have no idea. I don't know if the woman tied up with the snake counts as bondage. You have the red dress distress on there. Looks great. Anyway, lots of action, lots of good detail. Alex Schomburg, what are you going to do? In the first story, Submariner finds that the zombie master has brought the dead back to life with special headbands and sends the zombies on missions of sabotage and murder for the Nazi cause. Submariner then gets stuck in an aquarium after hours and discovers Nazis have taken over in an attempt to get a U-boat loaded with dynamite close to shore. In the next story after that, Submariner investigates mysterious torpedo attacks in New York Harbor and is met with innocent-looking tugboats piloted by Nazis. And finally, the Angel works to clear the name of an inventor. The Angel works to clear the name of an inventor accused of killing 6 Army officers with a bomb. Now, I didn't put a star on this one. I should have, but this is the book of the week. You have a recent CGC 5.5 sale from November of 2020 for $4,560. So I guess maybe it is considered bondage. Got the Red Dress Distress, Alex Schomburg, Golden Age book. I assume that's what's driving the price. Following that, you have Superman, number 27 from DC. That's the March-April issue from 1944. Superman learns that the Toyman has escaped prison and created an amusement center to take advantage of rich people. Clark Kent and Lois Lane listen to lumberjacks tell of a tale of Paul Bunyan meeting Superman. And then Superman is on the case when gangsters running a scheme including homing pigeons try to swindle a newly rich young farmhand. Superman interferes with a plan from a mobster to keep a banker investing with him and being paid back with his own stolen funds. For this issue, you have a recent CGC 3.0 sale from October of 2020 for $395. Look, it's an okay cover. Lois Lane, Superman. It's got the yellow to contrast. Yeah, I mean, if you look back at all the early issues of Superman, they're all yellow background. It's crazy. I mean, it works. Is it overdone? Who knows? Next up, you have Captain America featured in USA Comics. This is issue number 12 from spring 1944, published by Timely at the time. This is the first 52-page issue, down from 60. You have an Alex Schomburg cover. And so clearly, lots of action on the lots of action on the cover. I'm not a fan of Captain America's face on this one, but you got details, action. Bucky's kicking a guy in the face. Captain America's firing off a machine gun. So much going on. So much going on. All right, so in the Captain America story, him and Bucky are in London when a string of murders catches their attention. The cane is causing people to die by poison with eyeglasses when eyeglasses shatter. So the cane is the bad guy in the story. When eyeglasses shatter, they kill people because they've been treated with poison. So why not? The Wizard races to keep up with a gang of thieves robbing safes throughout a skyscraper and taking their loot to a hideout on the 88th floor. You have recent CGC 6.0 sale from December of 2020 for $4,440. I thought this was neat. In that USA Comics 12, there's an ad for how to write love letters. So I guess you got to figure a lot of these guys are away at war, reading these comic books, saying, man, I really wish I could write a nice love letter back home to my girl. And good thing I can send away for a book on how to do that, because that's what's missing in my life. That's awesome. Following that, we have Whiz Comics number 52. This is from Fawcett, March 1944. This is also a 52-page issue, first one in the series, and that's down from 60 pages. So you got a fun cover. Captain Marvel taking on some bad guys, kicking some butt. So Captain Marvel chooses February 29th as his birthday after Dr. Savannah creates a machine that stores all the lightning, thereby keeping Billy Batson from transforming. Dr. Savannah was declaring Captain Marvel's death day until the machine blew up. So Captain Marvel, I don't know if you remember a few issues back, Captain Marvel was searching for a birthday. He couldn't prove he had a birthday, so he couldn't vote. And that caused problems way back when. And apparently they asked all the readers to write in and suggest a birthday for Captain Marvel. And apparently So many people wrote in, and they all chose different days of the year. Every day of the year was chosen. So finally, they wrote a story about it. February 29th, kind of a day that doesn't come up in the calendar very often. That's Captain Marvel's birthday, February 29th. He was supposed to die on that day. He turned around, claimed it as birthday. Now, in the next story, with the help of Captain Marvel, Ibis the Invincible battles against the terrible Dark One from the sea when he teams up with Hitler and the Nazis. So this story had a bit of everything. Guy pretending to be Neptune turned out to be the terrible Dark One. And he had teamed up with Hitler and the Nazis. And Captain Marvel had to come in and help Ibis. So it was a good time. It's a good time. You have recent CGC 9.0 sale from December of 2020 for $360. I find that's terribly undervalued for a Golden Age comic book in 9.0 condition. Following that, we have Wonder Woman number 8, as from DC, spring 1944. Again, like the line work on the cover, they don't make her out to be too bosomy or curvy or whatever. They just kind of make her look normal, which is great. This issue is the first 52-page issue in the series, also down from 60. In the first story, Wonder Woman follows Steve Trevor to Atlantis, where two warring factions are at odds in order to rescue him and a secret formula. This is the first appearance of Queen Clea, who will, I believe, return for a couple dozen appearances throughout Wonder Woman Sensation and all that fun stuff. Now, in the next story, Wonder Woman investigates the disappearance of the crew and prisoners of a merchant ship and heads back to Atlantis to take up arms against the Oranians, against the Venturians. Oh, sorry, take up arms with the Oranians against the Venturians. And then the next story had to do with the Wonder Women of history, which featured Sister Elizabeth Kenny, who developed and promoted a new method of treating polio. And this new method of treating polio is actually the foundation for physiotherapy as we know it today. In the final Wonder Woman story, she is captured and taken to Atlantis, where she finds that men have taken over and all women are prisoners. You have recent CGC 5.5 sale from December of 2020 for $1,500. All right, next up, World's Finest Comics, number 13 is from DC, spring 1944. Now this is a larger issue, so it's the first 84-page issue, and that is down from 92 pages. So again, you've got these guys on the cover fighting paper waste, and DC was really big around this time, around this month. They were really making a push for people recycling their paper and saving it. So in the first story, Superman stumbles on a great scoop from the 100th anniversary. Sorry, let me start that again. Superman stumbles on a great scoop for the 100th anniversary edition of the Daily Planet, but the crooks at the heart of the story want to keep it from running. Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy manage a movie production company and uncover saboteurs using the movies to send coded messages. Meanwhile, Green Arrow and Speedy make a stop in a town famous for oil and discover a scheme to bilk money out of well owners by setting fires, charging to put them out, and subsequent repairs. Zatara tries a new tactic to foil criminals by embarrassing them and not using physical force. And finally, Batman and Robin smash an international diamond smuggling ring that uses unsuspecting sailors relaying between swamis in 2 different countries. You have recent CGC 6.5 sale from December of 2020 for $660. Next up, WoW Comics number 23. That's from Fawcett, March 1944. This is actually one of the better Mary Marvel covers that I've seen so far. Really like it. Seems to have some great detail, more of a painted look to it. Yeah, it looks great. Looks great. It's got some action going on. Mary Marvel is yanked into the year 2999 by kids revolting against robots that give pills to learn, and the kids want to be taught in class along with homework. Yeah, pardon me. There you go. A recent CGC 8.0 sale from September of 2019 for $840. Look, I don't know what Mary Marvel's doing. A lot of her stories kind of goofy, kind of silly. She's not really taking on any bad guys. She's taking on, some future robots because kids don't want to learn from pills. They want to learn in class. And they're all right. Why not? And final issue of the week is the Young Allies comics number 11. That's from Timely, March 1944. Another Alex Schomburg cover. So lots of action, lots of good detail. We've got that was good. I like that comic. I like that cover. Not much I can tell you about it. Just look good cover. Lots to see on those covers with the detail on. It's great. The Young Allies head to sea on a merchant vessel, get captured by Germans, and end up destroying a secret German airfield in France. In the other story, the Young Allies start out on a war bond tour when their bomber is hijacked by Japanese spies, and they end up bombing a Japanese aircraft carrier with their own bombs. So they hijacked the bomber that the Young Allies were on, took it to a Japanese aircraft carrier, outfitted the bomber with the Japanese bombs. Anyway, then later on, the Young Allies end up taking control of the bomber again and go back and take out the aircraft carrier with the bombs that were supplied by the aircraft carrier. I felt that may have needed a little more clarification on what was going on there. You have a recent CGC 4.0 sale from March 2020 for $810. So that's it for the week. That's our 10 books. Hope you enjoyed them. I'm going to say that's actually it for March of 1944. It took a while to get through that month. There were a lot of issues for the March spring issues that were published around that time. I want to go out on a limb and say that was probably the biggest publication month that I'm looking at for the next little while. I believe that even the quarterlies will be a little smaller, maybe less issues going forward. But we'll have to see and check it out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell everyone.